Why haven't you started a YouTube channel yet? Yo, it is 2022. It's the L to the Z helping you be all that God wants you to be. And it's 2022, and I just don't understand. Actually, I do understand, but I don't understand why you haven't started a YouTube channel yet. Or Twitch. Now, I'm actually live streaming this on Twitch, so I want to give a shout out to Twitch. This is actually my first Twitch live stream. And there's plenty of reasons why I'm doing a Twitch live stream and why I am on YouTube. But I don't understand. In 2022, why haven't you started a YouTube channel yet? I know many of you have been thinking about it. And I know there's probably a lot of good reasons why you haven't started your YouTube channel yet. You know, I don't know if people gonna like the content that I have. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if, I'm just scared. I'm just scared. You know, those are good reasons. You know, you're scared. That's a good reason not to do something. Like, if you are a young kid and you haven't crossed the street ever by yourself and you're scared to cross the street, you shouldn't cross the street, right? So being scared is a good reason not to do things. But I want to challenge you. Start a YouTube channel. Start a YouTube channel. It is 2022. Because for a lot of people, you're gonna walk into 2023 and you're gonna look back to 2022. Right now it's March 2022. In January of 2023 or December, maybe December 2022, you're gonna look back and you're gonna start taking inventory of all the things that you thought to do this year that you didn't do. And one of those things on many of you all's list is gonna be, man, I should have started my YouTube channel. You know what? I'm going to start my YouTube channel in January. That's going to be my New Year's resolution. Men, fellas, guys, ladies and gentlemen, what are you waiting for? Why look back? If you start your channel a year from now, do you realize that you're a year behind? You could have started today. And you're probably thinking, okay, well, I don't know exactly what to do my channel about. It don't matter. Just get started. And I'm going to lay out a couple reasons why I think it's so important that you start a YouTube channel, especially if you're already engaging in social media. Now, here's what a lot of people do. A lot of people, I'm pretty certain, probably 99.9% of everybody who is watching this video has social media. Tell me if you don't have social media, drop it in the comments right now. I'll wait. Y'all got social media. And what I don't understand, or actually I do understand, but it took me a while to understand why it's more important for me to have a YouTube channel than to do any other form of social media. And some people might disagree with that statement, but I'm going to tell you why I say that. There's a difference between YouTube and every other social media platform. And here's the first reason. YouTube isn't even really a social media platform. We think it is. We interact with it like it is, especially now that they got YouTube Shorts and you kind of scroll through the same way you scroll through TikTok. We interact with YouTube as if it is, I can't even say that right. We interact with YouTube as if it is a social media platform. And really what YouTube is more like a library. A lot of people would say that YouTube is a search engine, which it is. But the reason why I use library because I think we can understand the concept of a library better than we can the concept of a search engine. Now, if you're a techie, if you're into tech, you talk about search engine and search engine optimization. Like that might make sense to you. But I'm trying to appeal to my everyday, men, right? Guys are just like you. And the reason why I always say men, ladies, do not be offended. Continue watching my videos. But the reason why I call out the men, because I really just feel a calling on my life to help men move closer to being on mission for the Lord. And that, that's part of like the mission of my channel. And so I always will call out the men, but I'm really calling out everybody because really, everything I'm trying to say is really for everyone. But I have a heart for men. I feel a really special calling to help men be all that God wants them to be. God wants you to be all that you want, all that He wants you to be. And so when we talk about YouTube in terms of like a library, the reason why I say a library is because, you know, you go to the library when you want to get a book, or back in the day, if you're my age, I'll tell you my age. I'm 44 years old. I'm about to be 45 this year. But back in the day, you know, when we had a research project or we had a topic that we wanted to look up, we would go to the library, and then we would go through the card catalog. Man, I didn't even think about this ahead of time. This is the live stream of consciousness. And so this is all live. I have a couple little bullet points of notes, but I'm just going in right now. We used to go through the card catalog, and then you would open up, and then you would try to, you know, find where to go in the library to find your information. Okay, and then maybe you would go through an encyclopedia, but the card catalog would direct you to, if I remember correctly, different books and where those books are located in the library based on the topic that you're researching. So the reason why I say YouTube is like a library and not social media is because YouTube, when you place a video on YouTube, it lives there. And a person can go into YouTube and then start to search for information that they're looking for, or search for entertainment, ways they want to be entertained, types of videos that they want to watch. And YouTube will pull up a catalog of all the videos that are in YouTube that are relevant to your topic. And then it'll put them in various orders. And depending on, you know, your views and just different things, people talk about the YouTube algorithm. I'm going to try not to use that word because I think that, you know, that word starts to remove the average everyday person from wanting to do YouTube. But essentially what happens is YouTube has a system by which they put the videos in order that they show you based on what you're looking for. It's just like a library. The same thing as when you Google something. When you Google something, you know, everybody uses Google these days. If you don't use Google, put it in the chat. Maybe you use Bing or some other form of search engine. But when you're searching for something on the internet, you go to Google and you type in, you know, best cameras or best iPhone, or just whatever you're into. You just type it into Google, and you're used to Google pulling it up, just like a library. Google will pull up all the websites and videos, but all the websites that are relevant to what you're looking for. And then it'll put it in order based on what it thinks will be the best one for you to look at based on what you're searching for. YouTube is the same way. And guess what? If you don't know already, YouTube is owned by Google. So Google is replicating what Google does right on YouTube just for videos. So why don't you have a YouTube channel? Now, that's part of the reason, right? Because YouTube, the things that you post, the videos that you make on YouTube, they will live on YouTube endlessly. The difference with social media is this. Social media is kind of like, what have you done for me lately? You know what I'm saying? Like, you scroll through, you only really see things from yesterday, things from today, maybe things from, you know, maybe a couple days ago. But rarely do you see somebody's somebody's social media, you know, Instagram or somebody's Facebook post or somebody's whatever social media you're using. Rarely do you see social media posts show up in your feed from a year ago, from 2 years ago. But I can search right now. I'm using a Canon camera, and I'll actually put, you know, all of the tools that I use for my channel, all of the, we'll talk about some of the other tools I use to help my channels do well. But I'll put all that stuff in the description, so anybody who's watching this after the live stream will be able to have access to that. But I'm using a Canon camera right now. And when we first got this camera, I ain't know how to use no camera. I ain't know nothing about no mirrorless cameras or DSLRs, or I had no knowledge of that. So what did I do? I went to YouTube. What are the best settings for my Canon camera? And I put it in, and there were videos that came up that were from, I think we got this in 2020 or 2021. There were videos that came up from that year, but there were also videos that came up from a year prior, 2 years prior, where the information was still relevant. And I could look and see, 100,000 people watch this video, let me watch this. Or maybe 5,000 people watch this other video, let me watch that video. And I can see how long the videos are. And so it pulled up the catalog of videos that were relevant to the information I was looking for. Social media doesn't do that for you. Social media, and maybe, you know, I don't stay too in tune with social media. So maybe some of the information I'm giving might be a little bit off, but just in general, I just want to give you the general concept. Social media is not cataloging information for you. And so many of you are spending your time every day going on Instagram to post stuff, going on Facebook to post stuff. And I want to say to you, why not post on YouTube? Here's the second reason why I think you should post on YouTube. At a certain point, when you reach certain milestones on YouTube, YouTube will begin to pay you for your views, for people coming to watch your video. YouTube will pay you. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'll never get there. There's no way I'll ever meet the requirements for getting monetized. So when a platform decides to pay you, it's called monetization. I'll never get there. YouTube requires two main things. It requires you to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. And I believe that all has to happen, or the watch time has to happen within a calendar year. But essentially, they're giving you a year to get 4,000 hours of watch time so that you can start to be paid. So 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers. I'll never get there. And I started on YouTube in January of 2021. I had created a channel prior to that, but wasn't doing anything with it. I think the last time I had posted, or the first time and last time I had posted something was in 2016. Anyways, in 2021, I really started feeling this sense of, man, I really need to be on YouTube. I was praying about it. I really felt the Lord was like leading me towards starting to a YouTube channel. And so, I'm all over the place sometimes. I don't want to say all over the place because I think that has a bad connotation, but I have a lot of ideas. And so I was starting to research YouTube, and I took a YouTube class, a free YouTube class with a company called Think Media. A guy who runs the company, his name is Sean Cannell. I will put a link to their YouTube course in the description because I took this class. It was a free class for a week, or a YouTube challenge that they were doing. And I learned, I started to get a good understanding of YouTube. And I'm like, man, this makes perfect sense. And I started to feel like, you know what? I think I can do this. If I really put the effort in, I think I can do it. And I started creating YouTube channels. And then I took a paid course from them and learned even more stuff about YouTube. If you are serious about YouTube, especially after this stream, especially after watching this video, check the description. I will put it in there. You should sign up for their class because it will take you to the next level real quick. And I'm about to show you how. Here's what happened. So okay, I'm not used to this. And so something just pinged. I don't even know what that means, right? I'm on Twitch, and so I have no clue what this means. But I started y'all just messed me up. Whoever just did that, I don't know if that was a comment or something. I love comments or whatever, but I don't even know what it is. But y'all just messed me up. Let me find my thought. I started not just one YouTube channel, but I went back to revisit my previous YouTube channel, and I thought about what are all the things that I'm interested in. So if you're thinking, I don't know what to do on YouTube, start by just whatever it is that you're interested in. And so I basically made a list of all the things I was interested in. And I started to realize, well, maybe this isn't one YouTube channel. Maybe this is one YouTube channel for my RC cars. You probably see that's what my baby right there. That's my Felony, my newest RC cars. But I drive RC cars, so I was like, I could start an RC car channel. Then I'm like, well, I'm into faith, and teaching people about my faith, and so I could start a faith-based channel. And then my wife and I were doing this relationship podcast that we had just started. I was like, oh, we could do a relationship channel. And so before you know it, I had like 5, 6, 7 different channels. And I started working on pretty much, half of them. And I was posting videos, and it's highly recommended that you only start one channel, only work on one channel. But I I couldn't figure out exactly what I wanted to focus on specifically. So I just kind of did a little bit of everything. And I'll post one video on one channel, this week, and the next week I'll post one video on another channel. And what ended up happening, and this is why I say you should, if you're thinking about it, just start. You don't have to know everything. Just start. You're already posting on social media. Because I started, over time, by the time I got to July, so from January to July, I was kind of like just posting, dibbling and dabbling. But by the time I got to July, I started to have a clearer sense of what I wanted to be talking about, what I was more passionate about posting, what videos were more easy to make, what lane I wanted to be in. And so I started to find my lane. Now, you'll probably be on YouTube and find out about, research how to start a YouTube channel. And people will talk about find your niche. I don't like using that word because that's another very, nuanced word. Find your lane. Like where do you fit in the whole stream of things? And so I started to see, oh, this is my lane. And so I came up with two main lanes. One main lane was faith. And so I just really started going a little bit all in on my faith channel. The channel that you're probably watching this video on is that channel. And so I was just making videos. It's recommended that you have a regular, consistent schedule. I was doing it, but it wasn't as consistent as I wanted to be. But then around October, my wife and I had, done a few podcast episodes that were audio only. And and I've been encouraging her, hey, we should do it on video. We should do it on video. Eventually she was like, you know what? I'll do it on video. And I was like, yes! So we started to record our podcast. So we started, excuse me, I'm drinking my coffee over here. And I just had, it's all done. I won't be distracted by that again. But she's like, I think I'm ready to do the video. So we set up the cameras and we started we took our podcast and we started to put it on YouTube. And here's what happened. Our channel right now is called Love in the Middle. Or you can look up, it used to be called God in Gotham. And so I started this God in Gotham channel. And I had been posting some videos there, but I was posting videos of me like walking around New York City. I'm like, man, and here's a thing about YouTube. If you want to, a quick way to grow your YouTube channel that I learned is go and think about what you're interested in. And start just looking at what kind of content people are putting out, what kind of videos people are making about the thing that you're interested in, and see what's working. And not just what's working. This is a super high level tip. Don't just see, what's getting a lot of views. Find people who have small channels with only a few subscribers, but videos with a ton of views. That's what you should try to replicate. And so I went on YouTube and I was looking up, so we're going to do this relationship podcast. Let me see what other YouTubers who are doing relationship content and relationship videos, let me see what they're doing. So I just started just to look. And, here's another tip. If you're going to start YouTube, I would say also find a channel that looks like the channel that you want to create. And just begin to go in that direction. Don't try to duplicate exactly what they're doing. Use your own voice. Be authentic. Be yourself. But it's okay to replicate the video content that they're putting out, especially if it's working. And so when I was researching the relationship channels, I saw that there was there were a lot of people who were doing relationship videos. And one common thread of a video that each of these, channels, I'm like, what do you call them? Channels, each of these creators, I call them creators. So on almost every relationship channel I looked at, if a person would do a video that talked about how they met their spouse, 9 times out of 10, that video would blow up on their channel. And by blow up, I mean they would get thousands of views. And for some, it'll be tens of thousands of views. And for some, it would be hundreds of thousands of views. But the consistent thing that I noticed was they would get a disproportionate amount of views compared to all their other videos. And these weren't big channels. These weren't channels with, thousands and thousands of subscribers. There would be channels with like 100 subscribers, 200 subscribers. They would do this How We Met video, and then they would get thousands of views. And so it clicked in my head. If we do a video, my wife and I, about our relationship, but specifically about how we met, I'm pretty certain that this video will blow up. And so in October of 2021, 2 weeks before we got COVID, we did our first video version of our podcast. And sure enough, within a month, we had exceeded 1,000 views. And I think it's so October, November, December, January, February, March. It's March. So 5 months later, we have 7,000 views, over 7,000 views on that one particular video. And then what we decided to do was, you know what? We talked about how we met, but there's so much more to our love story. And we started to essentially make, part 2 of that video, part 3 of that video, part 4 of that video. And if you go to our channel, Love in the Middle, and in parentheses is God in Gotham. So if you want to search for it, I'll put a link to it in here. You will see our love story told in 4 parts. And each of those videos, the first one has 7,000 views. The second and third one has both have over 3,000 views. The fourth one has over 1,000 views. And we were only doing one video a month. Only one video a month. Most people are on YouTube posting weekly. In addition to that, so I'm trying to show you how easy it is. Not how easy, but it is work and it is challenging, but I want to show you that you can do it. You can get your channel monetized. That channel's not monetized yet. However, we are very, very close to getting 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. We're like, we only put like 4, we have less than 10 videos right now on that channel, and we are almost there. Within October, I got to do this again. I forgot the count. October, November, December, January, February, March. Within October, November, December, January, February, March. Okay, I'm not going to count March because we're at the beginning of March. Within 5 months of that channel, and like I said, I was doing like these walking videos at first. I went on the channel, I deleted all those videos, and so I kind of started it back from scratch. But within 5 months of starting to post our relationship videos, we right now are over 3,000 watch hours. I'm gonna pause for effect. You're like, whoa, less than 10 videos, over 3,000 watch hours. Yes, our podcast episodes, we talk, and we just talk, and it's a candid conversation. And so our videos are like 30 minutes to an hour long, and people come to the channel and sit and watch because there's so, I saw that they were engaged in this kind of content on everybody else's channel. Well, why not tell our story? And I just want to punctuate it with that and say, you have a story to tell. And you might be thinking, well, I don't have nothing to talk about. Well, there has to be something good happening in your life. There has to be something that you're interested in. And for those of you who follow me because of the faith stuff that I do, if you are a Christ follower, you always have something to talk about. Talk about the good things that God is doing in your life. Just start there. The Bible says that blessed are the feet of those who bring good news. Tell people about the good news of what God has done for you and what He can do for them. Not the material stuff per se, but the eternal things. And so anyway, so I say all that to say, you have something to talk about. You have a topic. You have, interest that you're in. And it doesn't matter, because don't look at it like, well, I got to get all these views. Because, I fall into that trap often where I start, we'll post something, I'm like checking every day or checking every hour just to see like how well is it doing. And there's some specific tools that you can use. One of the tools that I use is called TubeBuddy. And TubeBuddy really helps me like determine like how to title my videos, because if you're on YouTube, it's very important how you title your video and the picture that you put to go along with your video, aka the thumbnail, because that's what people, that's how people select that they're going to use watch your video. So I do use some other tools, and I put all those tubes here, and you can try those tools out for yourself. I highly recommend TubeBuddy if you're gonna start a YouTube channel, because it will help you position your videos better. And I'll do a whole nother video about this. But I started using these tools and all the information I learned from the Think Media Sean Cannell course, and I started putting it all together. And in less than a year, we're almost monetized. So as you know, as it relates to subscribers, we have to get, I said, YouTube requires you to have 1,000 subscribers. We're over 400, so we're nearing 500. So it's been a little bit harder getting subscribers. But one of the things that I really believe that is causing us to struggle in getting subscribers is because we're really only posting like one video a month. And so our consistency or lack thereof is probably the reason why we're not able to get as many subscribers as we want to have. And so we're working on that now. And just this week I decided, you know what, I'm going all in. I just really felt like the Lord was just challenging me, like, bro, like, are you going to go all in or what? And so I want to just challenge you. I don't want to, talk. I don't know how much time I've been talking. Let's see. Okay, we're going on 30 minutes. So I want to challenge you. Start a YouTube channel. You don't have to know everything. I'm putting a bunch of resources in these comments. You can do it. You can do it. And because of YouTube's structure and how they want, essentially what YouTube says is, if you can get people to come watch your videos over time, meaning a year later, they can pull it up and, find your content. If you can get people to watch your video over time, we will take the money that we're making from ads that we're putting on people's videos, and we'll share that money with you. No other platform does that. Yes, you can make money on other social media platforms, but most of you are posting with no intent of ever making money, or with the hope that one day you'll have a post go viral and something, maybe somebody will contact you or reach out to you and start to pay you for your content. YouTube is the place where you can have your videos cataloged and have a better chance of getting monetized. So that's it. That's what I got for you today. This is a live stream of consciousness. If you want to check it out, I'm going to start out on Twitch every day, weekdays at 9 a.m.-ish, right? I'm going to try to be consistent with that. I'm going all in. It's 2022. Don't wait till 2023 to look back and miss out on a year of content that you could have been posting. Start your YouTube channel today. Drop in the comments if this has been encouraging for you. Put in the comments what your interests are, what you plan on starting your channel about. I want to see, and drop a link to your channel so other people who come here can be inspired by what you're doing and you going out and taking that step and jumping in this river that I call YouTube. I'll talk in other videos about why I call it that. Start today. Don't wait any longer. All right? It's the L to the Z, here to help you be all that God wants you to be. Now go and be. Peace.